Okay, today we are playing a game on Oasis. The average SR of this game was 2,529, and we will be playing Genji the entire way through. And our current team composition is Roadhog, Zarya, Genji, Reaper, Junkrat, and Zenyatta. So, our only healer is Zenyatta, which is not recommended, because Zenyatta is, of course, barely a healer. When he's using his ultimate, he's the best healer in the game for the duration of Transcendence, but then, every other point in time, barely a healer. Wouldn't be so terrible if our team was more people who could self-heal, like Soldier or Mei, but it's not like that. So I would expect our team to have trouble having any kind of staying power, basically. Fortunately, we are on a King of the Hill map, so it tends to be a little easier to get to health kits, but I would expect to have trouble. So, anyway, as you can see, this isn't a terribly long game. Oh, wait. This is on the most recent patch, by the way, so it's only best out of 3 instead of best out of 5, so we aren't going to be here for 3,000 years. We are also on the console today, Xbox it looks like, based on these strange non-Euclidean symbols, but if that matters to you at all, consider yourself warned. So, we're on Oasis right now, and the enemy soldier ends up in a very unusual position. Because look, he's already right here, whoa. But he's, of course, not allowed to be over here, so we just kill him for that. Our team winning the fight over here, so we get back over here just in time to clean up the rest of the fight. No, see, people, oh, she's dead. Oh, she's dead as well now. Great. Awesome. We're gonna catch a glimpse of this Genji, and he's gonna be really salty about this one. Watch this. Oh, So, unfortunately though, we dashed after killing him, so we don't get the refresh on that, and then we're basically dead. Granted, we were probably not expecting to suddenly kill him with the Helix Rocket, because I know I was surprised. He was also probably really surprised. At that point, after missing the reset on the dash, your best bet's probably just to get right up in Soldier's face and try to right-click all the shurikens right into his face, because you're not going to get away from him. But the unfortunate thing is just that we used dash too late and didn't get the reset. If you don't get the reset on the dash, it tends to be very sad. But if you get the reset on the dash, sometimes you get to kill their entire team, so, yeah, you know, it's a little feast or famine in that respect. So we've got Dragon Blade now, which is cool. Zarya's told us she almost has her ultimate, so we want to save it to use with that, seeing as we're one of the best combos. And then we just end up not really paying attention and end up backing into the bomb and don't react in time to dash out of the way. Which is very unfortunate because the enemy team is of course now picking the fight, and we're not there to fight. We do get back in time. Zenyatta's got his ultimate, so the rest of our team that are still alive get to not die until we get back. Here's Soldier coming up on the backside, trying his absolute hardest. He ends up reloading right as we use our deflect, so that's very sad. And we pull out the Dragon Blade. This means a fine time to use the Dragon Blade. This actually ends up being the play of the game, believe it or not, considering it didn't really look like much got accomplished. That's a fine time to use it. It's just unfortunate that the people that were around at the time are rather squirrely. Bit of corruption in the video. Are rather squirrely and sort of disappeared away from us right as we used it. If you're going to try and deflect a Tracer, like, wait until she starts shooting, because it's already really hard to kill a Tracer as Genji, and she's more likely just going to dash away from you, because neither person really wants to take part in the fight, so just wait until she starts shooting to use deflect, because you can quite easily end up just wasting deflect, which is a little unfortunate, because Genji is pretty dependent on his abilities to not die, usually. Granted, he does also have mobility, so we just saw how a Sombra, that's kind of scary, because she can hack us, and then, well, we can't use our abilities, which, as we've established, are kind of important for Genji. 2 of our team dead right now, so we shouldn't even really be up here. Ooh, doing a bit of tennis with the other Genji for a minute there. Tracer, really fumbling, almost died, had to use a recall. Our team's starting to regroup. Our only healer, I believe, is still Zenyatta at this point, so we do have to be conscious of this and basically try and stay in the vicinity of health kits that we can use. Fortunately, there are a lot of them in this map. Saw Sombra very briefly, because we bumped into her, and we managed to force her to use her translocator. So our team have kind of, like, killed most of them by this point, so there isn't really that much for us to do at this point, because, well, our team just kind of killed everyone, basically. Here comes their Genji and their Sombra, but their Genji got a bomb thrown in his face, and then that was kind of it. And Sombra, well, what's she going to do 1v6? We have been low HP most of this time. The cool thing about University is you can just jump in the pit, pick up a full HP kit, and then jump back out of the pit if you're playing Genji. So just jump in there, because like that's a really good health kit to use. And depending on the opponents, it can be a complete aggro reset, where if you just jump into the pit, oh, they just forgot you existed, how about that? And then you come back out and you're ready to fight again. So now we have an Ana on our team, which is a drastic improvement. This Tracer is going to be really upset about this one right here. Oh, she's upset about that one. She's also bad, let the record show. So now we find out they have a Mei, who we've managed to kill basically by accident. Oh, didn't quite get over the edge, and then we kind of made it worse by dashing straight into the wall. Half their team is dead right now, because we just see Genji died and Zarya died. So now we just get to bully Orisa until she's dead. Someone's still over here. They're alone. The whole enemy team is dead. We kind of didn't really have to do very much. We killed the Tracer, which is really good, but it's one of those games where, like, our team is actually pretty good, which is very rare, I know. It's absolutely incredible to think about, isn't it? But our team is actually decent, so the game is not actually that difficult. Oh, look at that, we didn't even... Oh, just came in the room and found Genji and got to kill him. How about that? Zarya, now dead. Little bit of corruption in the video right here, but the gist is we didn't want to be in that area, and now we found Tracer, so we've come back to try and kill Tracer. You normally don't want to even bother picking a fight with Tracer as Genji, because it's just a fight that's not so unlikely to work out for both parties, you just don't even want to opt into it. But this Tracer has shown us that she's not exactly fantastic at the game, so maybe we get to kill her, but generally you don't even want to bother fighting Tracer or another Genji. It's just, like, not worth it. What usually happens is both of you just end up wasting a huge amount of time, and you're better off just going around doing something else, even just like bullying a tank to get ult charge, which we're very close to having at this point, which is cool, of course, because Dragon Blade is one of the strongest ultimates in the game. Basically killed her kind of by accident, and almost killed ourselves, so we got away with it, and oh, this is very awkward, just like walking alongside him like, hey, Eggman, look at me, but it didn't look at us. It's alright, because the enemy team, they're still not very good. And, as we can see by Genji doing that right there, where he just decided he didn't want to live anymore, basically. Now we have Dragon Blade built up, which is, of course, very cool. We dashed through to try and kill the Mei, and then, well, Mei died a little earlier than we were expecting, and we ended up in a bad place without our dash again. And then we were deflecting in Orisa's face, hoping she was bad enough to kill herself, but she was not, unfortunately. The Mei in that situation, not really worth dashing through, because Mei is really hard to kill. So, and if you end up in a bad spot with your dash down, you tend to get killed, as we've seen both times we've ended up in a bad spot with our dash down. I know why we're doing this, where we're basically just like, I'm gonna go up to them and use my Dragon Blade as they're trying to get back to the point and I'm going to kill them. The issue is that Dragon Blade is one of those ultimates that you kind of want to be able to plan out what you're going to do. Because we win. Don't worry about it, they're still bad. What I recommend doing when you use Dragon Blade as Genji is you dash like above the enemy team, draw your Dragon Blade, because that resets your dash anyway, drawing the blade. And then that does two things. If you got an Ana, she can't possibly miss you with the nano boost. And then you get to look down as you're falling at them, and you get to plan out who you're going to go to. You're going to go, I'm going to go there, I'm going to go there, I'm going to go there. And, because, I mean, Dragon Blade, like, There were better plays than this, but I mean, whatever, you know. It's not the sort of ultimate you just want to pull out and try to ad-lib what you're going to do. You kind of want to be able to plan out what you're going to do, because it's a very scary ultimate. One of the most threatening, up there with, like, Tac Visor. But, you do have to know what you're going to do with it, because it's all very dependent on resetting your dash during the fight, because the goal is just cut, dash, you know, all that. Dragon Blade makes it really easy, Nano Boost makes it really easy. Fun fact, if you're nano boosted while you're using the Dragon Blade, you can actually kill somebody through Transcendence if you do it right. Because if you cut them and then dash immediately, you do just enough damage to kill them through Transcendence. But you want to be able to plan it out, because it's all very based on resetting cooldowns. So I don't recommend just being like, well, I'm going to go over the wall, I'm just going to pull it out and go over the wall and hope I find someone to kill with it. And I know what the idea was, you know. I'm going to go at them and I'm just going to kill them while they're trying to get back to the point. But then that ended up being very awkward. Just, you know, look and see what's there. There wasn't... So the thing is with this game is it was a game we won really easily, very quickly. So there isn't really that much to talk about in the game. I would recommend sending a closer game or just a longer game if you want more detailed feedback. In your email, you said, my cons are that I don't know when to use my ultimate and my positioning is absolutely horrible. I thought your positioning was fine, honestly. Genji's one of those heroes that can get away with some pretty outrageous positioning because he is so mobile and hard to kill. And honestly, I thought our positioning was fine anyway. For you, when to use the ultimate, honestly, there were like no great times, because the first time we used our ultimate, we would have wanted to use it with the Graviton, because she told us that she was at 86% charge. So at that point, we just wait to save it, use it with Graviton. We used it kind of early, but we used it with Graviton in the end, and that's the important thing. And then the second round, just like wait a little bit on your ultimate and then use it. Like, there weren't any really great times to use Dragon Blade because the enemy team was really bad and we didn't actually have to do anything. Like, we won the first round really easily when our only healer was Zenyatta. Like, think about it, you know? General guideline for using when to use Genji's ultimate is basically just when your team's initiating the fight. Cause you can initiate it with Dragon Blade if you know you're gonna get nano boosted. So if you're like communicating with an Ana, whatever. But if you don't know that you're gonna get nano boosted, you just wait for your team to engage it. Or if you see like a couple of people out of position and you've got an opportunity to jump on them, important people that is, like if Roadhog's out of position, you don't pull out the Dragon Blade for that one. As much as we all want to carve off a slice of bacon, it's not worth the ultimate. But if we see like a Mercy and a Soldier are out of position, well then we just pull it out and we go over and we kill them both, right? Or and otherwise just wait for somebody on your team to initiate the fight and then follow up with the Dragon Blade. It's kind of that simple. And if you if you know you're gonna get nano boosted, you can initiate the fight because you're really hard to kill as nano boosted Genji. Because people tend to be panicking and you've got damage reduction and you're probably being healed by the Ana. So it tends to be rather difficult to deal with. The only thing that kind of stands out in this game is be careful about dashing, because it's really bad if you dash and you don't get the cooldown. The reset on the cooldown, because you need it to get back out again. Genji is a little awkward. This is kind of the execution thing with Genji, where you have to use your abilities to kill people, but if you fuck it up, you're in there without your abilities, and you also have to use your abilities to get out again. So it's very scary. You have to be careful not... If you think somebody might die before you can dash through them, just don't dash. Just like... Even if they end up not dying for it, it's not the end of the world, because as long as the important thing is that you're not dead also, because if you dash through them and they end up not dying, or they end up dying too quickly and you end up not getting the reset, well, then you probably die, because now you're in the middle of the enemy team and you end up getting killed. So be careful of that. Other than that, like, this is a game we won really easily, so there tends to not be too much to say. Feel free to send in, like, a longer game if you want more, because It's kind of short and kind of hard to pull that much out of it. So, thank you very much for watching if you did. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer, and I hope you found the video helpful.